Hello guys, thanks a lot for joining. We're going to be starting in about 12 to 15 minutes. So we just allow other people to join. I just want to let you know that we're going to be starting in 10 minutes.
You're using your... It's very sensitive.
Everybody, stop shouting!
I can see Anthony Odukoya. I can see Dolapo Adeoye. I can see Ferron Odun Owo. I can see Odunwala. I can see Opayemi. I can see Vivian. I can see Yewande Onosanya. Farah, I'm sorry if I sort of murdered your name. Apologies. But can you hear me though? Okay, let me try and see if I can unmute everyone so everyone can talk. Okay, that's Farron, right? I'm gonna have to mute every other person, right? But I just want to be sure that you all can hear me. Can you all hear me good? Hello, can you all hear me good? Hi, Vivian. Hi, Vivian.
Hi, I can hear you.
Okay, I just see you raising your hand up, and I wanted to be sure you can hear me. All right, so first not to supposed not to distract everyone. I'm going to mute everybody once we start the session, and I'm going to only leave the speakers unmuted for the after that. When we get into question and answer sessions, then I can unmute people that want to talk. Okay, thanks a lot, Anthony. I can see your message. Thanks a lot for responding. All right, cool stuff. Thanks a lot, Dolapo. Thank you for responding. Okay, thank you, Farron. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you guys for responding.
Listen to Pacific. Oh boy, this is because the African woman will be He said, what do you want, Adese? Tell me what you want. He said, Adese, tell me what you want.
Sorry guys, I'm trying to mute everybody, but I can hear some people. So I've muted all participants, and just let's be so careful. All right, guys, can you still see my screen? If you can still see my screen, please just chat yes. We're gonna be starting now, so I just want to be sure everyone can see my screen. Okay, no one can see you. Okay, so I'm gonna have to unmute everyone so I can get your feedback. Okay, can you see my screen now? Guys, can you see my screen now?
Good evening. Yes, I can see your screen. This is Dolapo.
Okay, hi, thanks a lot, Dolapo. So the screen that you can see is the flyer for the session, right? Is it? All right. Okay. That's okay now. So I guess we can start right away. So I'm believing everyone can hear me and everyone can see my screen. If you can't see my screen or if you can't hear me, please just type in the chat box or just type in the question box and I can adjust that. Okay. I can see yes, 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 yes. All right. Okay. Okay. Great. 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 Cool. Cool. Cool stuff. Cool stuff. So someone is only on audio. Still not a problem. All right. Okay. I guess we can continue now. Thanks a lot, guys, for joining this info session where we will be discussing how to get into business analysis, or how to get into the business analysis space in Canada, how to get into project management, change management, Agile as Scrum. We're running this session under the umbrella of a social enterprise put together by myself and a couple of my friends called H.O.P.S, helping other people succeed. We decided to put this together because we realized that a lot of people come from their home countries, Nigeria, India, the UK, and all of that, and they're coming into a completely, totally new environment, and they will need a lot of support. They would need a lot of guidance. They would need a lot of direction. And it's also easier when you get the guidance and direction from someone that can relate to where you're coming from and also has an understanding of where you're going. So that's why we basically put this Helping Other People Succeed initiative together. So the agenda for this information session will be a brief explanation of what the H.O.P.S initiative is all about. And then our facilitators, 3 of our facilitators, will also have time to share information with you, and then we can go into question and answer session after. So have your questions handy while the presenters are making their presentation. At the end of their presentation, then we can sort of ask questions that we have. So I talked about H.O.P.S. These are basically the things that we hope to be doing under that platform. We hope to be able to do group coaching and mentoring for people within business analysis, project management, change management, Agile, and Scrum. We also will be doing one-on-one coaching and mentoring. We're going to be having regular online info sessions and webinars. We're going to be having speed mentoring. We will also be having, because we've realized that a lot of people don't really have the experience or the knowledge in the new industry or a new career they don't want to go into. And I tell you this for a fact, training can be pretty expensive in North America. So under this platform, we will be conducting trainings at super subsidized rates. So for example, if a typical business analysis training is going for, say, $1,500, as much as possible, we may be doing it for, I don't know, $600, like 50% discount. I don't know. We will still talk about this and see what model we can put together. We'll be also doing subsidized training for certifications for people that want to write certification in project management, business analysis, Agile, Scrum, and all of that, and change management. Also, we will be under the H.O.P.S initiative. We'll be doing a lot of mock interviews and informational interviews. So for example, if you have an interview with, say, a bank or an organization here in Canada, and you sort of want someone to sort of prep you, you can talk to any of the coaches or mentors under Helping Other People Succeed, and they will give you their time and their attention and their expertise. We will also be partnering with a lot of coaches and mentors who are established in their industries and in their spaces to be able to refer you to jobs. And then, of course, we'll be doing resume development. So these are some of the things that we are going to be doing. So for example, we've started the one-on-one coaching and mentoring. We had that from the 1st of December, where we provided at least 45 minutes one-on-one coaching session with over 40 people. So this is the area that we're going to be covering for now: business analysis, project management, change management, Agile and Scrum, business intelligence and data analytics, and then for people that want to go into business entrepreneurs and all of those things. We hope to expand this coverage in the near future. We hope to go into recruitment and outsourcing, HR, and all of those things. So as time goes on, and as we get the strength and the commitment of coaches and mentors, will be adding to our scope. Speaking of scope, we got a lot of messages from people that sort of signify their interest in this information session. And I must say, some of the messages are way out of scope of this info session. So, first thing, this info session is not targeted at training anybody in business analysis or project management or Scrum or Agile or change management. It's not a training program, at least this info session. It's also not a seminar, right? It's for people that are in Canada or people that are coming to Canada very soon. I know a lot of people joining from Nigeria that don't really have intention of coming here. We just decided, okay, let's allow everybody just come in. But really, it's for people that are either coming into Canada or already in Canada and are trying to get into business analysis, project management, change management, Agile, Scrum. Also, this is for people who have questions, who need guidance on those areas that we cover. In Canada, we have an understanding of how the Nigerian market works, right? But we believe that our attention is focused for this info session, focused on people that are in Canada or people that are landing very soon. And when I say very soon, I mean in 2 weeks, in 1 month. If you're just starting to write your IELTS, I don't know if this is the right session for you for now, right? Maybe at a later time you may want to join. Look at our facilitators. Eka, Florence Onanuga, Pamela, and myself. These are guys that came from Nigeria. All of these guys landed in Canada this year. Matter of fact, nobody has spent more than 10 months in Canada. All of these guys are in their current career: business analysis, project management, change management, Agile, and Scrum. And all of these guys are very smart and very beautiful. But I need to add a caveat here. Two of the ladies are taken, like super, very taken. So just appreciate the beauty in them, but don't extend. That's by the way. Right, so let's have a quick poll. I just want to get an understanding of the coverage of our audience. So please, I'm going to be putting in some polls. Just take it and let's see. Okay, great. So this is cool. 85% of this audience is in Canada, which is really good. 15% not in Canada. That's fine. So let's look at another poll. What's your interest? So we've got business analysis, we've got project management, we've got Agile and Scrum, we've got change management. We have some people who are also yet to decide on what career they want to go into. So I just want to sort of get an understanding of the spread. Okay, looks like everybody's voted. Well, it says 95%. Okay, so we're looking like we're expecting maybe 2 or 3 more people. Okay, so I'm just going to close now because some people said they're listening in and they're not really seeing the screen. So, right, so this is what we have. 68% of this audience want to do business analysis or are interested in business analysis. 13% interested in project management. 5% interested in Agile and Scrum. 2% interested in change management, and 12% yet to decide. Okay, so let's look at another one. Okay, we still need more people to vote so that we can close this and then get into the real presentations. Okay, so I'm gonna close the poll now for this question so that we can move forward. But looks like 59% of the people here are currently business analysts, 33 are currently project managers, 8% currently change managers. Nobody is currently working in the Agile or Scrum field right now. Okay, let's look at one or two more. Okay, so let's look at interest. Okay, you know what? I think we should close this poll. Right, so let's close this poll. So we decided to collect this information to sort of understand our audience and how spread the audience is. And thankfully, we have 2 business analysts or 2 people that work in business analysis space or function as part of the presenter. So this is good. So we're going to have question and answer at the end of the sessions, right? And let's have that. So the first person that we're going to be bringing on will be Florence. So Florence, are you ready? I'm going to make you a presenter right now. And please, when you're ready, share your screen and also know that you are unmuted. All right, you have the floor, Florence. Thank you very much. Okay. Can we all see Florence's screen? All right, Florence, you may go ahead.
Okay. Hello everyone. Nice to have you here. I'm just going to be talking about project and change management. There is nothing I'm so serious about because a lot of people, based on the poll, a lot of people are already either in that field already, so they understand what this is all about. Okay, so this is what I'm going to be talking about today, just a bit of my experience, a bit on project management, change management, and launching career in Canada. Okay, regarding my experience cuts across strategic business analysis, project management, change management, and benefits management. And these are some of the certifications I have in the past, which include Project Management Professional, ProSal, which I'm going to explain in details, and Prince 2. I also have some certification in IT service management, which include ITIL and COBIT. Now, some of the projects I've been involved in, I've been involved in a lot of change management projects. I've been involved in a lot of business process management, so I've been able to manage projects in those areas. Most of the projects I've worked on are on more on IT projects in terms of integration with the business. So what I'm trying to say is that a lot of projects that has to do with IT enabling the business. So when we talk about collaboration platform, internet portals, content management upgrade, so those are some of the projects I've been involved in. I've also worked on integration of H.O.P.S, that's Halifax and Lloyd Banking Group when there was a merger. So these are some of the projects I've worked on in the past. So now, talking about project management, there is a slide here that I have. The two major project management certifications that we have is Prince 2 and PMP. I know a lot of people already know this, but in North American space, because we are talking about people that are trying to come into Canada, Prince 2 is more used in the UK, in the European and Australia area, but PMP is more known in the North America. So if you have any plan towards getting a certification, my advice will be for you to go into to get the PMP, and PMP is managed by the PMI Institute. So, but before we go deeply, you need to also think about what you want to do. Do you actually want to go into PMP? Because it depends on what you are presently doing. So, if you're already into PMP, then fine, it's easier. But what do you need? What do you actually need to know when it comes to Canada? Because now I'm trying to streamline it, because based on the poll already, we have people that are already into this space. What do you really need to know? You need to know that I'm going to give my experience. Now, when I was back home before I came to Canada, because I've worked in different spaces, I've been able to manage projects in business processes when it comes to supply chain, when it comes to HR processes. I've also been able to do a lot of integration projects. That's a lot of application projects. Now, when I came to Canada, one of the things I realized is that um, Canada like a lot of what would I call it, types of specialization. You need to be able to specialize. You need to say this is what you are good at. So when I came in here, I have that intention that, oh, I can work as a business analyst, I can work as a project management manager, I can work as a change manager. But I realized that you need to have a space in which you want to launch your career. So if you say you're into management, what kind of project do you actually want to manage? What kind of space do you want to work in? So, for example, do you want to okay, let's say back home where you're coming from, maybe you've been an application person. So do you want to be managing projects that have to do with applications? Do you want to be managing projects that have to do with infrastructure, or do you want to just manage projects that have to do with, for example, people that are not IT related? There are a lot of other projects you can manage when it comes to business processes, mergers, and all that. So depending on the skills you have back home, so you need to sit down and say, what technical skills do I actually have? What are the skills? What are the skills I know I have? I can put together, and I know that yes, I'm very good with this skill. So this will help you a lot, because back home people say a lot of things in terms of you can do everything. Especially when you're at work, you know how to do this. You can do this, but you have to now be able to correlate those experiences together and see which one do you actually know that yes, I'm a subject matter expert. No, you say as a project person, you don't really need to know the whole technical details. But believe me, you need to have an idea of what you're trying to manage. You need to be able to understand that. So you need to know that, okay, based on all this, my experiences that I have over the years, where do I belong? Do I belong in the IT application space? Do I belong in the infrastructure place? Do I belong in the security space? Or do I just belong to a project that has to do with business, depending on the business? It might be, for example, because now I'm talking in terms of areas. Now it might also be in terms of industries. Do I want to be managing projects that has to do with health. Do I want to be managing project that has to do with banking? Because that's where my experience is like. So that technical skills is very important. You need to also know about your leadership skills. Do you really have the skills? Because there are a lot of skills that you need to have as a project manager. You need to be able to communicate effectively. Those are some of the skills, because I don't want to be going deeply into this, because these are things we know already. But before you say you want to do this, you need to be able to, you need to be sure that yes, I actually want to do this. But sometimes we need to understand that um depending on where you work back home, I don't want to just use Nigeria because I don't know if there are only Nigerians on this platform. Depending on where you work back home, you might decide that oh, even back home when I was doing these things, I was not doing it the standard way. I was not doing it the right way. So you might need to just go back into training, because that's when I asked that, do you have the project management experience? Because sometimes this experience we're talking about, it might not be something that's been done in the right way. But for a lot of people that work in international organizations, that work in standards places. What I mean by standard, places that they use standard framework that was developed based on the approved the standard. That's what when I mean standard is PMP. PMP, for example, is a book of knowledge that says that this is how you should run a project. So if you work in an organization that has done that, I'm very sure it will be similar to what you have here, so you won't have an issue. But if you work in places that, yes, you're managing project, but it wasn't done the right way, you might need to go back to training. And also, getting your certification is very key as well, because people believe that, oh, if you're an expert in something, oh, this certification is like something that shows, that gives you like a backup, like that shows people that, okay, yes, she's truly, maybe she knows about this. So that's what the certification helps. It doesn't mean that with the certification you can do the job. Do you understand? So you still need experience in that space. So when you go for training, you still need the kind of training that will expose you to how this how project management is being run. And some of the things I think that will help in that space, joining the association, also trying to volunteer is very important. If you can get places you can volunteer to work in that space, it's going to also help a lot. So I think that's one of the things. But if you're already working places that use the standard framework, then you don't have an issue. You just need to now put your stuff together, that this is what you actually want to do. Okay, so now that's for project management. In terms of change management, they are very closely related. Now, the two major certification in change management is ProSci and Certified Change Management Professional. Now, I have ProSci. ProSci is more of is very good in terms of application, because the when you go for the training, they teach you in such a way that how you're going to apply the step-by-step application. Now, what is change management? For people that are not already in that field, change management is just managing the people side of change. You know, when we're saying that we want to do project management, we want to do a project. For example, now let's say, for example, I will just pick a project. Oh, we will need a collaboration tool in my company. We need to be able to collaborate together. We need, so this the user is telling you they want to collaborate. The business analysis has gathered all the requirements and all that, and now we want to manage the project. You know, when the users were telling you that they want the tool to collaborate, they did not tell you that the old user didn't tell you that, oh, they are going to appreciate it. Not everybody was really interested. The change management aspect is just managing the people aspect of change. Try to tell them that yes, this change is coming. How are we going to go about this change? So that's what change management is talking about. Now, this certified change management professional is managed by Association of Change Management. So you can either do ProSci or CCMP. Why the Association of Change Management is what manages the whole change management professionals. Now, if you do ProSci and you still want to get certified change management professional, you can do that, because your certificate or your training in ProSci can also help you to achieve that as one of the requirements. You won't need to do the 23 hours requirement anymore. So Change management, on the other hand, they have, in terms of ProSal, they have a lot of best practices that are already in place. So what that means is that you are not starting all over again. They already have laid down procedures of how you're going to do everything. So if I'm going to show you something now. Okay, this is just showing you a typical framework of what project management looks like. So when you're talking about project management, you have the development phase, the execution phase. After the project closes out, it goes into operation. So typically, this is what a project management framework looks like. Now, the same thing happened for the change management. This is a typical change management framework. You prepare for change, you manage change, and you reinforce change. Now, when you're doing the project management the project management, the development phase is when you're trying to put all the proposal in place, getting the business case approval, doing the project charter, trying to get a financial investment decision that yes, we actually want to do this project, where we have a lot of work in terms of requirements, gathering, ensuring that everything is finalized. Now, in this stage, the change managers are also doing something. So now, what am I trying to say here is that change management does not like work alone. You can work with the project managers, because in some organizations these things are integrated together. Why in some organizations the change management aspect is standing alone, the project management aspect is standing alone, but they are still neatly integrated. They still work together depending on the project. So as all these initial stage of the project is going on, also for change management, they have those changes. They are defining their change management strategy. How are we going to go about it? Who is going to be our sponsorship for this project? Because obviously for every project there is a sponsor. So what is the model? How are we going to make sure that people uses this project? And if you look at the last phase, the one in the blue phase is called reinforced change phase. In that phase, the project has already been implemented. This is talking about ensuring that people still continue to use that project. So the process is very, very clear. The things you need to do, every process is very clear. So it just depends on you as a person. Is this something you like? Is this something you really want to do? Based on your experience back home, what do you do? Do you, when projects are going on, are you in charge of maybe the communication aspect? Those people that do a lot of the news aspect, talking to people. Some people call it town hall meetings, depending on the kind of organization you work in. So this is just showing how project and change management integrate together. So project is talking about dealing with the technical side of the project. Now, when I say technical, it doesn't mean everything has to be in terms of applications or in terms of infrastructure or security. Even when you are doing a bank merger, all the technical details you need to know. That's what the project management aspect is dealing with. For example, when Halifax and Lloyds Banking were moving together, all the technical side are the things we were focusing on. Now, the people that were focusing on the people side of change are the people that have to deal with the customer, people that bring out all the information that people want to know, that want them to know that, oh, we are safe. Oh, all this, there's no issue. The people that manage all the changes, they are bothered about the people. How will people adopt these changes? Are people going to be ready for it? So if you look at this on the screen right now, it's showing that the phases for the project management: initiation, planning, executing, monitoring and controlling, and closing. For any framework you're using, no matter what the framework is, for every project, there is always going to be an initiation phase, there's going to be planning phase, execution, controlling, and closing. Now, it depends on how the framework is set up to accommodate all the 42 processes of project management. Even when you're managing a project, you might not be using all those processes that project management has. I'm talking about the different processes. But now, in terms of the phases, for every project, you're going to have initiation to closing. Now, for change management, there are major three phases. That's the preparing for change, managing change, and reinforcing change. So basically, what change management is talking about, the people side of change. And at the end of the day, what we are trying to achieve is we want the business success. So because sometimes why this happens is that a lot of people manage project, they deliver project, but at the end of the day, they don't get benefit for the project they've delivered. So that's why the aspect of change management is very good. And now, if you go to Indeed, If you go to Monster, if you type in if you try to choose the location in terms of Canada and type in ProSci, you see a lot of jobs that are available for people that are in that field in terms of change management. They need a lot of people, but it now depends on you. Is this something you want to do? Is this something you are interested in? So as I said during the course of the presentation, launching your career in Canada, you need to decide which area you want to focus on based on all the experience. Look at the experience you've had over the years. Is this what you want to focus on? This is what I'm good at. So let me make sure I focus on this. Now, which industry do you want to focus on? Is it all my life I've been in banking? Is it okay for me? Should I just focus on going into banking? I'm in health sector. I know about health sector. That's my domain. So based on that, do I want to be managing projects in the health sector, or do I want to do change management in the health sector? Now, based on what you achieve, if you know that based on that you are okay, you know that yes, I have this experience and I can go for it, you are confident that you have those experience, then your resume will focus on that you want to achieve. Then you can now start proper networking, Indeed, Monster, then you good to go. You can attend events and join professional group. But if you know that you are not confident enough based on the experience you have, and you know that but you want to do this, you have the flair to do this, then you know you need some training. You can go for it. But for people that already have the experience, they just need some bits of mentoring, then they can get into the space. I believe me, if you know what you're doing, if you put the plans in place, you will get it right, and you will be okay when you get into Canada, or if you're already in Canada. You just need to focus on what you want to do. Which area do I want to? You might have a lot of experience in different areas, but look at where your strength lies more and say, okay, this is what I want to focus on. Because that's one thing I have learned during the period I came to Canada, that okay, even though I have all this, what do I really want to do, and which one should I focus my attention more on? So that's basically that. And now to talk about this last slide, what this last slide is talking about is talking about the fact that in this space, what do I mean by in this space? In the space of people that want to do business analysis, you want to do project management, you want to do change management, you are going to be communicating with people, you are going to be having relationship with people. There is this quotient list that you need to have, and there are 7 in number. Your mindset, your cognitive. When you talk about mindset, it's about your belief system. If you believe that you're going to succeed, then you're going to succeed, because if it is a key to success. So your mindset needs to be there. You need to grow your mindset. You need to understand that in this space, what do I need to succeed? Your cognitive quotient is very important. How do you assimilate knowledge? Because believe me, when you get into the system, you are going to see a lot of different things, different people with different, because sometimes it's not just about getting the job. I know people that got jobs while they got to Canada, but still they are out in less than 1 week and 2 weeks. They are already out of space. They are already out of space. So you need to understand that, sorry, excuse me. So you need to understand that you need to, how do you assimilate things? You need to grow your cognitive quotient. So it's very, very important. How do you assimilate information? How do you take in knowledge? Because when you get into the space, people will measure you based on that. Your emotional intelligence, which is the third one, it is very important. What is your level of emotional intelligence, and how do you use it to make decisions? Your emotional intelligence, does it impact how you make decisions? Can you separate it? Can you be able to, can you say that you can discern different feelings and label it the way you want it to appropriately? It's very key. And meaning, because most time if you are doing what you don't have passion in, that does not fulfill your purpose, like it's not something you are interested in, it might not really help in your career. So you have to have the meaning quotient in what you want to do. So most time it's not about I want to do project management, I want to do change management, I want to do agile. Does it really suit you? Is this something you want to do? Now the political quotient is very important. A lot of people come to Canada and say, oh, well, they don't like, they're not going to employ me, or when they employ them, they just want to be in that space. They don't want to move. They don't want to get involved. You need to be able to have the ability to maneuver with, through those political Minecraft, because at the end of the day, believe me, understanding the power and politics in your organization will help. So ability to now say that, for you to know that politics is inevitable. So you need to have this quotient of how you're going to be able to manage that. Also, your domain. We've talked about this several times, so we won't talk much on this. You have to have knowledge in your field, because that's the first criteria. If you have knowledge and if you are ready to, if you have knowledge in your field, nobody's going to push you around. You'll be someone to reckon with. So it's very important. So before you make your final decision, look at what your space, look at what you've been doing. See if you have knowledge in that. That will help you a lot. If you focus on it, you will get it right. And the last one is the spiritual. Everybody has what they believe in. Everybody has what they have faith in. But it's very important to know that you need that as well. So if you really want to succeed in this 7 questions, you need to, they need to be high. Your intelligence level in all this needs to be very high. So you need to see and determine that yes, this is what you want to do, and it's going to help you at the end of the day. So that's the end of this. We don't have so much time, so it's not something we can rush in all this slide. But if you have questions, answers, if you want to know more, you can send your questions to the email and they will be answered. And Bola has already mentioned that there will be a lot of mentoring session and all that. So, and that I believe that is going to help at the end of the day. So thank you.
All right. Thank you so very much, Florence. Sorry, please, guys, if you have questions, like I said, just jot them down or note them down. After these sessions, you can ask. We would like to bring in Pamela. Pamela, are you there? Right. Pamela, when you're ready, please, you have the screen. You have the floor. Just share your screen and let's have the session. Okay. Are you? Pamela, are you there?
Hi, unmuted. Hi, guys. Can you hear me, Bola?
Yes, I can hear you, and I believe every other person can hear you too.
Okay, so hello, guys. I'm so excited to be part of this. We want to thank everybody who signed up for this program, and I'm hoping that at the end of it all, that we would have given value, and that you come away with more value than when you came in. My slide is titled "Waiting Business Analysts They Do Self," and I know it's a funny topic, because I felt that there are a lot of Nigerians here. I wanted something that was fun and that we can relate to, because I'm sure a lot of us would have that in their minds, that what is business analyst all about? What do these guys, what thing that they do self? So that's really my slide, and that will be the end of any pigeon that you will hear on this my presentation. So going to the next slide, I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself.
5 courage of
I could hear somebody.
5.
Okay.
So I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a senior business analyst in TD Bank, and I work on Canadian credit cards. I have a bachelor's degree in computer engineering. I have 10 years experience in retail banking, and in those 10 years, I've been in technology, business, and strategy roles. Of those 10 years, I have been focused on cards and payments, and I've worked in all spaces of cards and payments. I've worked in technical roles, I've worked as a product manager, and I've worked as a business analyst. And then just briefly to run through my certifications, I have a foundation certificate in IT Infrastructure Library, which is simply known as ITIL. I am a certified cards and payments professional from the Retail Banking Institute in the UK. I'm a certified business analysis professional, and I have attended several MasterCard and Visa courses over the course of my career. So most of my career has really been in cards and payment space. So quickly going to the next slide. I know that a lot of people here who have come to listen to this session want to understand what business analysis is in simple terms. Um, there are so many definitions of business analysis out there, but I always like to go to the BABOK. The BABOK is the business analysis body of knowledge, and it's a body of knowledge that was developed by the International Institute of Business Analysis, which is here in Canada, and they are the foremost, professional association that is known for business analysis. In simple terms, business analysis is the practice of enabling change in an enterprise by defining needs and recommending solutions that deliver value. That, in simple terms, is what business analysis is all about. Looking at my slide here, I just have to put it in perspective, everybody has needs. Um, Business teams have needs. And for those that needs, they actually want solutions created out of it to address that need. On the right hand side, I've picked a couple of projects or things that usually happen in enterprises. For instance, we have a process. It's manual. For instance, someone walks into the branch and manually you have to create an account or scan some documents and then send it to head office for someone to go to their email and pull it out and then maybe create the account somewhere in the back end. Now, this will take time and will probably cost customers to, maybe you can't get your account number. I know this doesn't happen in the real world, but just to put it into perspective. So maybe it takes the customer 2 days to get an account number. And now the business decides we want to cut this down to 1 day, or we want to cut it down to 1 hour. And it means they want to automate a manual process and make it fully automated so that they can give the customer the account number in 1 hour. So the need here is we need to make this process automated. It shouldn't be manual anymore. And we want to ensure that we're going to be giving account numbers in 1 hour. At the end of the day, what they want is a fully automated process. Something has to happen from point A to point B. So we have a need, we need a solution. What happens in between that is change, and that's where business analysts come in. They come in, understand what you want to do, and help you drive that change to achieve your working solution. An example could be regulatory compliance. The Canadian Central Bank has come up with a new policy that will affect credit cards or affect lending, mortgages, how people access loans, and banks need to comply. At the end of the day, what the central bank wants to know is, at the end of the day, we want you to be compliant, we want your systems to be compliant. Something has to change from your non-compliant state to your compliant state, and that's what business analysis do. You need a new software, you need a new software or a new product that does not exist in the market. Your solution will be a working software or a working solution that will be delivering value to the customer. So, in a nutshell, what do business analysts really do? I'm sure you wonder. Okay, so we want to deliver value at the end of the day. So, really, how do you, as a BA, give that value? How do you recommend solutions? How do you gather your requirements? So, business analysts are really known for gathering requirements. And what are really requirements? If, for instance, I'm Apple, I want to launch a new phone and I want the processing speed to be maybe 1 millisecond. I want my phone to be really flat and really thin. I'm a business team in Apple. I know that I want a sleek new phone. How do I let my technology people know how my sleek new phone should look? This is where BAs come in. A BA will sit with a business team and have several meetings with them, asking them questions like, okay, this phone, how thin do we want it to look? What colors do we want? What colors do we want for this phone to have? What kind of screen? Do we want it to have all sorts of applications or only a certain number of applications? Those are the requirements. What the business actually wants for the phone. They know they want a sleek new phone, but are they able to clearly identify what they want the phone to do, how they want the phone to look? all the look and feel, processing speed, and all those nice things that we all experience when we use our phones. Business analysts come in there and find that hidden thing that the businesses don't know and translate this into requirements. Requirements are typically, if you are in a waterfall project, requirements will be in a document form. If you are in an agile project, you probably have your requirements on some sort of software like Jira, Confluence. Business analysts will take these requirements and then put it in such a fashion that developers can understand to effectively build a solution that is delivering value. Another of the things that business analysts do is validating requirements. So for instance, you've gone into a meeting and the cost and your business team has given you a list of the requirements, a list of the things that they want to deliver value on. As a business analyst, you're not a yes person. You need to also have working sessions with your business team and ask them, are we sure these are things we want to do? Does it align to the business goal? Once you are able to get buy-in and they confirm that this is exactly what they need to build, then you translate it into a form that your technical team would understand to design that new phone that's going to go into the market to deliver value to the customer. So in simple terms, business analysts are the link between business and technology. We all know that technical guys don't like to sit through long meetings. They don't want to sit down and you bore them. But BAs have that patience to sit down with business teams who might not clearly know what they want to do, but trust that somehow the tech guys will be able to know it. So a BA will be that link, talking to in the language that the business teams understand, getting those requirements out and translating it to what the technology teams can do. And the business analyst will continue to function in that role until that project is over and until that product is launched, ensuring that what the technology team is building is what the business wants. That's in the world of business analysis. There are so many kinds of BAs, but at the high level, there are two kinds of business analysts. We have regular business analysts who perform requirements gathering on a specific work stream. And when I mean a specific work stream, for instance, projects cut across different teams. For instance, if we're going to design a website, there might be a team that does only GUIs, and there might be a team that does the backend, that communicates with the server and all the other entities at the backend. So breaking this down into two, the first work stream will be the team that does the GUI. They only do graphics, the look and feel of the website, how the website looks. And then there's a backend team that probably does things like storing database queries. So basically, each of those teams will have their own BAs. Each is a separate work stream. The GUI team might have a separate work stream BA, and the database guys might have their own different work stream BA. Then we have the lead business analyst. And lead business analysts are leaders. They are responsible for working on really big projects that cut across multiple work streams. So for instance, we want to create a new credit card in Canada. And in our credit card, we have 10 different teams that work on several aspects of the credit card. To be sure that the requirements effort and that the project is run well, you can't allow different BAs in different teams to work on their own portion. You want somebody at the top, at the enterprise level, who understands the business need and is able to cascade that down to all the BAs on the different work streams, and ensuring that each of the work streams, even though they are working on different portions, so there might be a tech BA, there might be a BA who is working on documentation, there might be a BA who is working on the compliance part of credit cards, ensuring that what you're delivering is compliant with all the rules and regulations. There might be a BA who is working on, oh, this is how we want our cards to look, the plastic and all that. You want to be sure that everybody is working in a way that aligns to the top of what the business wants. And that's where lead business analysts come in. So when probably you go for interviews or you see a role that says BA and lead business analyst, it's just for you to get the difference. A business analyst will work on one work stream, while the lead BA will be coordinating several BAs on multiple work streams and will be able to try to understand what each work stream is delivering. I also didn't add the senior business analyst position. Senior business analyst position is also similar to a business analyst, only that the person is senior, has worked for years, and they expect a level of expertise from you. Most senior BAs work as lead BAs in the top 5 banks. So the next slide, I'd just like to quickly touch on skills that every BA should have. This is not an exhaustive list of the skills that a BA should have. These are, like, for me, some of the basic skills that every BA should have. On every project, it comes up with its own challenges or unique situations that means you have to leverage some skills that you've never used before, or you have to learn something new. But basically, every BA should have the ability to critically think things through. And critical thinking means, if a problem exists, how are you able to dissect that problem to really get at the problem? I'll give an example of how you can apply critical thinking. For instance, we're a company, we sell diapers, and for the past 1 year, our sales have been down. If a business analyst is called in to help to check what the problem is, maybe do some market research and recommend a solution, it won't be good to just come in and say, okay, our sales are down. Maybe we should just reduce the price and then we'll start making money in the market. How about if that's not the problem? So a BA will come in and say, our sales are down. We need to identify what's causing the sales to be down, and that's where critical thinking comes in. You could use things like the fishbone or the Shakawa diagram to dive deep into that. For example, so if our sales are down, it's possible that, one, our prices are too high, or our customers are not buying, or two, tastes have changed. People don't use diapers anymore. These are possible scenarios. This is how to critically think. If we are not selling more, so what are the possible things? It's possible our customers are not buying anymore. Tastes have changed. Our prices are too high. There's a cheaper one in the market. So these are the possible problems. It's now left for the BE. We've identified these possible problems, and we would go in and check them and figure out where the problem is, so that we can identify and fix the issue. So when you critically think and you break down your problem into possible causes, the root cause, you are able to go in there and find out what the root cause actually is, and then you recommend a solution. So it's possible that tastes have changed. People don't use diapers. They've gone back to using nappies. Maybe they said it's the healthy new thing and people are afraid of catching diseases. So that's why they don't buy diapers again. But how about if you went in there and said as a BA, okay, the sales are down. Let's reduce our price, because I heard that Procter reduced their price. Maybe we'll catch the market. And Procter too is also losing money, and they're trying to figure out the problem. Then you reduce the price, it still doesn't solve the problem. But if you really went in, critically thought about it, you'd have found out that maybe tastes have changed. People are not buying diapers. Maybe we should start to produce nappies. That's an example. Critical thinking, analytical thinking, almost similar. You need to carefully analyze your requirements, carefully analyze the business need to recommend solution. Then problem solving. A problem exists on your project, or there's something that you need to deliver on the project. You wouldn't shy away from solving that problem. You go in there and say, we need to get uncomfortable. We need to find answers to this problem and solve it. And if it means bringing in together subject matter experts, or bringing together the project team to brainstorm to get that problem solved, you need to do it. As a BA, they don't expect you. It's not expected that you are the one who will solve the problem, but it's if you can't solve the problem, how have you enabled your project team solve that problem? Facilitation skills, very key. Any BAs on this call or future BAs will know that the bread and butter of business analysis is facilitation. And facilitation essentially means you're going to be having meetings, and the meetings are going to be chaired by you. You have to learn how to talk. You need to sound competent. You need to be able to create an agenda. You need to be able to help different people on the call or in that meeting um, talk through the agenda of the meeting and achieve the outcomes that you expect. So those are one of the critical things that a BA should be able to know. Know that you're going to be having these meetings and you're going to be a facilitator. And facilitating means leading that meeting and ensuring that the purpose of the meeting, that at the end of the day, you arrive at a conclusion or an outcome. And if there are any next steps, you're able to follow through. Domain and business knowledge, very important. They like it here in Canada. I'll give an example. I like how Florence talked about when you come into the country, if you've been on technical projects, IT projects, or you're a PM in healthcare, they want to know what you've been working on. Where are your skills? What specific business area have you been working on? For example, I've been working in card and payment space for 7 years. So I've gone through the different stages of being a card and payment professional. I've worked in technical, I've worked as a product manager, as a business analyst. So clearly on my resume, it's clearly spelled out that I'm a business analyst with knowledge in cards and payment in retail banking. So anybody can tell what you are known for. You can't be a BA in everything, and we all know it. So as a BA, determine where your business or domain knowledge is and ensure that you are identified by that, and that all the projects you've worked in and all the certifications you have speak to that knowledge, so that they know you are specialized and that you can deliver value. Influencing skills. As a BA, you should be able to influence people to get at a decision. You should be able to influence people to come together to work together to achieve a goal. So those are one of the key skills. You're a leader as a BA. You're going to be making tough decisions. You're going to be in uncomfortable positions. You're going to be chairing meetings. Those are leadership roles. Very important, good communication skills. As a BA, you're going to be documenting requirements. And documenting requirements means you're going to be creating a lot of documents. You're going to be creating business requirements documents. If you're a BSA, you'll be creating like SRSs, SRDs, and you want people to read your documents and come away with confidence that, oh, there are no typos. It's formatted well. When she's on a call, we can clearly understand her. She has clearly communicated the objectives of the meeting, what we're trying to arrive at. That the BA follows through after the meeting, sends out the meetings, clearly identifying all the points that were talked through the call or the meeting, and communicates it to everybody. Apart from that, if you are in meetings where you are doing face to face as well, you also want to be sure that your body language too is good. It's all part of your communication skills. Then last of all on this screen is tools and technology. Tools and technology means that as a BA, you should be able to use your Microsoft Office suite. You should be able to use things like Visio, diagramming software. If you can, you should also have knowledge of Balsamiq. For example, Balsamiq software that you can use to do mock-ups for the business or for your project. So as a BA, you should be comfortable using those tools. Things like Jira. Jira is a requirements management tool that is web-based, that are used for project management. So you should be comfortable with using tools. And then even if you're not comfortable with it, even if you don't know a tool, you should trust that, I've used one tool, I can use it next. And I know how to learn new things. The space is constantly evolving. You want to be able to quickly pick up and then deliver. The last one is my own skill that I think every BA should have, and I call it curiosity. You should be curious, and curiosity means that anytime you're on your project, you want to know more. You go for a meeting, they didn't explain it to you very well, and every other person said they understood it, but you didn't understand it. You need to be curious and push forward and say, please explain that well. Curiosity helps you to get into those difficult situations, to understand what they're talking about. Curiosity helps you to also say, I want to do more on my project. How can we do better? Which is one skill that BAs should have. Um, the next thing I just want to talk about is the kind of BA you should not be. I've said so many things about how to be a BA, what BAs do, and some of the skills you should have. I like to add this because it's something I think I noticed, and I just wanted to put it out there. BAs are known for taking minutes in meetings that they go for. It's simply the way of keeping everybody honest on the on meetings that you've had. These are things that this was the agenda. These are the things we talked about, and these were the decisions that we made. These are the action items. So BAs do that in their meetings, but some BAs focus on only that as their job. Like, okay, I went for the meeting, we finished talking. This is the minute, and that is it. They won't recommend any solutions. They won't facilitate, or they won't facilitate very well. They won't go in there and ask those deep probing questions. They might not critically think. If the business tells them something, they are fine with it. They won't even check if that thing that the business said is really what they wanted. So don't be a secretary. You're not a secretary business analyst to come and take minutes and send them. You are a professional. You are here to deliver value and help the business understand those hidden things that they want. So just don't focus on the minutes part of it. It is part of your work, but don't be known as BA who only takes minutes of meetings and doesn't deliver any value. The next one is don't be a Liberian business analyst. As a BA, we know that one of the really key things about our work is that we document and we document our requirements, and we always store them where it's easily accessible. So if you ask, oh, where is that process map, the BA will say it's here. Oh, and send it to you. Where is the requirement? Where is the requirements document? It's here. Where are the use cases? It's here. You are known for knowing where everything is. You're just like a librarian. You're keeping documents up and down, but you are not actually delivering value on your project. Don't be that kind of person who is content with, I created this document, it looks lengthy, it looks big. Are you really sure that your document address the need of the business? And then the last would be, don't be a yes BA. A yes BA is the type where a business tells you what they want to do. And as a BA, you have actually analyzed that 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 requirement they give them, and you're so sure that this requirement is wrong. It's not aligning with the business goal they said they wanted, but because they are the business, you just agree and you go and take it to your technical people, and your technical people will shoot it down, and it will seem like you don't know what you are doing. So be comfortable with questioning. Of course, not you're not trying to put the other person down, but questioning. Hey, why do we need to do this? I know yesterday you said you wanted the screen to be yellow, but today you're saying you want it to be blue. I'm just giving an example. Why do we need to do that? Is there like a need or something? Because you want to be sure that when you're sending your requirements to your technical people to work on, they clearly understand what you're trying to do, and that they're so sure that what your requirements are going to help them create that working solution. So don't be that sort of BA. I just wanted to round up my typical work day. My typical work day would consist of a lot of meetings, but the truth is my work day is not routine. My work day evolves as my project evolves. I come in, if for instance I'm at the start of my project, I would have a meeting with my business first of all to understand what they want. Before that would happen, it's expected that I would have asked for any documents that exist. Do they have a business case document somewhere existing? Is this like another MVP of the project? Was something existing before? Prepare myself before I go in for those meetings. You want to read through it. You don't want to go into the meeting unprepared and start to ask questions immediately. You want to be able to walk into those meetings having done your due diligence, so that when you're asking questions, you're asking from a point of knowledge, and it helps you to deliver that. So my typical work day will be, if I have meetings, and those meetings would require me reviewing some documentation before I go in for those meetings, and I reviewed them and figured out if I had questions or if I didn't have questions, walk into those meetings and then try to facilitate and bring in subject matter experts if they are needed to help you arrive at to the outcome of of the meeting. So like I said, my typical work is constantly changing because your meetings are a function of what requirement you're trying to gather, at what stage you are in the project, are there things that need to change, and you go in for those meetings to communicate that to either your technical teams or your business teams. So thanks everybody. I hope I've been able to basically let you know at the high level what BAs do. I'm hoping that if you have any questions, you can send an email, and feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. My name is Pamela Anolefo on LinkedIn. I'll be looking forward to answering any questions that you want to answer. If you can also send to me on LinkedIn, I'll be willing to answer all those questions. Thanks, Bola.
All right. Thank you so very much, Pamela. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate your time. So we're going to listen to Anna. Anna, I'm making you a presenter right away. So when you're ready, please share your screen. And guys, I've seen some of the questions that you've written down. I've noted them. Once Anna finishes, we will go through those questions, we'll answer them, and then we'll just recap and then we'll identify next steps. All right, Anna, you have the floor. Thanks a lot. Okay, there are two Annas here. Anna, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Right. Yes, we can hear you. So just share your screen when you're ready.
Can you see my screen?
Not yet. So it looks like the two of you here. We can't see your screen yet. Okay, which one are you using? Are you using the Prodigy one? Okay, you know what? Let's see this. Okay, can you try again? Anna, can you try again? Oh, awesome. There you are. Right, we can see your screen now. Great, cool stuff. You know, just go 2, 3, 4 steps back, and yeah. Right. We can see your screen. Please go ahead. We can't hear you yet, though. Okay. Sorry, it might be me.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can, and I believe for every other person too.
Okay, so my name is Eno Eka. Brief history about me. I'm certified business analysis professional, Scrum and Agile certified, ITIL certified, Six Sigma Yellow Belt professional. I come from a finance and management background, bachelor's in accounting and postgraduate in strategic business management. My industry experience cuts across construction, oil and gas, and banking. Spent more years in banking. I am a CBEP study group facilitator for the IIBA Calgary chapter here in Alberta. I'm a business analyst specialist here at Celero Solutions in Calgary, specializing in core banking operations. My hobbies are reading, cooking, and I love watching soccer. So, what are the attributes of a BA? A BA is an innovative, fast thinker. You're introducing new methods. You know, your ideas are original. You're very creative. You can think on your feet. Just like Pamela said, a typical day may not be the day you planned it out to be, because every day something can be thrown at you and you have to think on your feet. being able to prioritize and manage your time. So you should be able to handle your tasks in order of importance, in order of value. We call it ranking, we call it time boxing, any way you choose to call it. You should be a systems thinker. So who's a systems thinker? Someone who understands how to align the people, the process, the technology, and seeing the whole enterprise from a holistic point of view, and ensuring that whatever project you're on is aligned with the strategy and vision of that company. You should be analytical and value driven. So you should be able to analyze problems, opportunities effectively, identify what changes you need to deliver and what's delivering the most value. You should be able to work with stakeholders and understand the impact of those changes. For every company, you need to be sure that for that role you're in and that project you're working on, is it aligned with the business goals? Is it making money for the company? Is it saving money for them? Is it reducing the turnaround time? You need to understand why you're doing that project. You should be collaborative and have people skills. Should be able to work with teams, big teams, small teams, multicultural teams, people from different diverse cultures, races, co-located teams and dispersed teams. You could be working with teams in different provinces, different countries, but being able to, motivate your team and build high trust. So what are the top 5 skills of a business analyst? And I called this from the BA Times. This is Bola Adesope's article, which is the top article of the year 2018. The top 5 skills, yeah, Bola. The top 5 skills of a BA are communication skills, creative analytical problem solving skills, technical skills, interpersonal skills, and modeling and design skills. And this was based on a survey, a global survey of BAs around the world. So communication skills, for every BA, most of your job is communication. 80% of your work is communication. So you should be able to, like Pamela said, elicit, present, facilitate. Those are the key skills you need to have. Verbal skills, talking to people. Non-verbal skills, your body language, your posture, your dress sense, the way you look. Your written skills, when you're delivering your documents, and also your listening skills, very important. You should be able to listen during the meeting so you can capture all requirements. Creative and analytical problem solving skills. You should be able to define the problem, analyze the root causes of that problem, and creatively recommend a solution to the problems and challenges that that enterprise is facing. Technical skills. You should learn about the databases, architectures, frameworks, and then, of course, the systems required of you in that domain you work in. So, I mean, if the company you work in uses SAP, you should definitely know how to use SAP. If it's an Oracle environment, you know how to use Oracle. Different tools and technologies are used in different organizations. So you should be a very hands-on. You should be able to speak the language of the technical team as well. So that would be very vital for every BA because you're an intermediary between the business and the technical team. So you should be able to also speak the technical language when you have gathered your requirements and then you're relating to the technical teams. Interpersonal skills are skills that Florence and Pamela have already highlighted: influencing skills, emotional intelligence, teamwork, leadership, stakeholder management skills, motivational skills, conflict resolution skills, and teaching skills. These are all the interpersonal skills you should have. And then modeling and design skills. So for a lot of your deliverables, you're going to be doing a lot of visual models. So you should also learn how to use those tools. Pamela mentioned Visio, which is a great modeling tool, Lucy Chart, Glyphy, Smart Draw. Those are tools that BAs use. So quickly, how do I kickstart my BA career? I mean, I came from a finance background and now I'm an IT BA and also agile. So how do you do that? You research. I want to be a BA. You need to research. What do BAs do? What kind of BA do I want to be? Do I want to be a strategic BA, an agile BA, an IT BA, a systems analyst, a requirements engineer, a product manager? What do you want to be? You need to decide, okay, this is the path I want to follow. And here in Canada, you need to be specialized. You can't be jack of all trades. You need to be a specialized BA. I need to have a domain knowledge. Just like Florence said, she's always been in banking. Same for Pamela. She spent 7 years in banking. So that's her domain knowledge, and that's why it was easy for them. It was easy for me as well to move into banking, because that's the domain experience you have. A lot of your projects and highlighted on your resume are the key projects you have done in that domain. That makes you a specialist in that domain. So the next thing you should do is get a mentor. So I want to be a BA, an IT BA in the banking domain. What do? I look for people who are already IT BAs, people who are agile BAs, people who are strategic BAs in banking, in health, in finance, in technology, any industry. You look for them and let them tell them, I want to mentor, I want mentorship. You look for a mentor, someone who can guide you. Next thing you should do is join the global IIBA body, and then join a local chapter wherever you are. That would definitely help you to kickstart your career. And once you've done that and you've done your research, you should get the required training from an endorsed educational provider. So there are providers who are endorsed to actually deliver trainings on behalf of IIBA, which is International Institute of Business Analysis. And then you take the business analysis certification. So just like Pamela said, if you claim you've been a BA and your experience has been in business analysis for 10 years, 5 years, 3 years, 50 years, how are we sure that you're actually an expert in this field? And I remember that was Florence sharing that. So there's the ECBA, which is the entry level, and there's the CCBA, which is the certificate of capability, and there's the CBAP, which is the certified business analysis professional. So when you do your research, you would understand, okay, based on my years of experience, which of these certifications can I take, and that would be valuable to me. And honestly, I have people ask me all the time, do I really have to get a certification? My answer is always yes to that question. Why? Because today everybody and their dog and their cat is a BA. So how do you separate yourself? How does a recruiter pick up your resume and put your resume on the top of the stack? How do I separate myself and say, I am a CBAP, I am a CCBA, I'm an ECBA, I'm a BA that has been working for 10 years in this domain? That just helps you to get your CV, to the next level. And then also during your interview, you should be able to actually show that level of competence and expertise. Now, learn the tools and technologies for BAs. You can decide to take classroom training or online training. What tools and technologies do they use? BAs use the Microsoft Office suite, they use the Google suite depending on the companies. We do a lot of modeling, so we use MS Visio, Lucid Charts, Balsamic for the mockups. We do a lot of SQL queries. We do so many things. So what tools and technologies do you want to specialize in? SAP? They are SAP business analysts. Do you want to be a Salesforce business analyst? So you need to know what tools and technologies do I want to learn how to use. You can take classroom trainings, you can take online trainings, YouTube, Udemy, EDX, Coursera, Lynda, LinkedIn, anywhere, or you can join a business analyst group on LinkedIn. There's so many of them, and just network with people there and ask them, what tools do you use on your job, and learn those new tools. And just like Pamela said, you need to be curious. Even if you've never used it before, you can get the demo version and just start playing around with it. And once you have knowledge in a tool for the same kind of technique, you'll be fine. And then subscribe to resourceful websites. So with BA content, so like the IIBA.org, there are a lot of white papers, webinars, newsletters. There's batimes.com. Sorry for that typo, it's batimes.com. A lot of very, very useful articles there. BridgetTheGap.com also has very, very useful newsletters, articles as well, where you can read on the kind of techniques you should learn, the industry trends. And then volunteering, which is also very important. I find that when you volunteer, especially with the IIBA, it actually helps you to network with business analysts in your area. And then that also helps you when you're looking for jobs, because you're also learning with projects on the go. And then, of course, when you're networking with BAs in your field and in your area, I find that it helps as regards job search, because you never know where that connection will come from. And then continuous improvement, you need to keep learning and relearning and relearning. The BA field is very adaptive. Many things are changing every day. You need to keep up to speed with everything going on. And my last slide is the power business analyst. So These are the Power Rangers, and yes, you have superpowers. BAs do a lot of things. Trust me, the job of a BA is not easy at all. You need to have a lot of strengths. So when you're coming into the business analysis field, you need to ask yourself, what are my strengths? Now I know the key skills. Which of these skills do I think are my main strengths? Is it my communication skills? Is it my analytical skills? Is it my financial skills, my technical skills, interpersonal skills? Am I good with people? Am I good with a lot of techniques and technologies? What are you good in? What is your strength? You need to know your strength and be able to apply it into the role you're going into. And that's basically running through my presentation. Thank you so much, Bola, for this opportunity.
Right. Thank you so very much, Florence, Pamela, and Eno. Thank you so very much, guys. And I'm just going to spend 1 or 2 minutes to do a quick recap of all the things that the facilitators have said. And guys, these are ladies, and guys can do it. If our ladies can do it the same, right? So you need to be specialized, right? Back in Nigeria, we were doing almost everything. I was working as a transformation specialist. I was doing business analysis. I was doing project management. I was doing change management and all of those things. And when I got here, a guy said, "Hey, bro, you can't say you do all of these things. You have to identify what you want to do. Do you want to be a BA? Do you want to be a PM? Do you want to be an agile coach or a scrum master? You have to identify one area that you want to go. After that, you need to also streamline. So if you want to go into BA, do you want to be a strategic BA? Do you want to be a systems analyst? Do you want to be, you need to be very specific, right? Even project management, do you want to be an infrastructure project manager, application project manager, and all of those things? Then also you need to get some training if you haven't been doing it before. There is nothing else that you can do. If you have not done it before, if you haven't been a BA from back in Nigeria, you need to get some training. You need to do your research, you need to learn more about it. So I'm going to go straight into the questions. If you have more questions, please just type them. I'll read them out, and you can, our facilitators can sort of answer them. So one question here says, does a BA require financial knowledge? Any of you guys can just answer it. Eno, Pamela, Florence.
I can take it, Bola. This is Eno speaking. So for BA, yes, I would say yes to that, and that's because when you're starting a project, you do something that's called a business case, and in the business case, you're saying to the business, okay, we're gonna. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, fine. So we're saying we're going to introduce this solution, and you're telling the business, why are we introducing this solution? You need to also justify the business value. So you're telling the business, we're going to introduce this solution, it's going to cost us $10 million. How much is the business going to make? So there's something called ROI, which is return on investment, payback period, and there's something called annual return as well. So when you have that financial skills, you're able to actually do a lot of financial analysis. And then also when businesses want to make those kind of decisions, they think, do we build or we buy? So they're actually commercial off-the-shelf solutions you can actually just buy. You can buy from IBM, you can buy from Infosys, you can buy from Celero Solutions, or should we build ours? Should we tell them, okay, build this and customize it for us? So we're doing a build versus buy analysis. Should we build, should we buy? So you definitely need financial skills.
Okay, just to quickly recap of what Pamela, just to quickly recap of what Anna just said. Like she said, you need to be able to do those quick things like return on investment and do those price analysis and comparisons. However, I also wanted to add that sometimes you might need to do much deeper financial analysis that is outside your scope or outside the level of financial knowledge you have. As a BA, you should be comfortable enough to know where before you should be comfortable enough to know where your knowledge ends and be able to identify a subject matter expert or a SME in your organization who has those skills that you can also leverage on so that you don't say I can't do this and then you're not able to deliver value. So if you cannot do the level of financial analysis that is required on your project, be confident enough to reach out to a subject matter expert that you can bring into your project to help you answer those critical financial questions or decisions that you need to make.
Right. Okay. So I have a question here also. So someone Boale Ogundari says, so she mentioned BA is recommending solutions to business. A thought of business is supposed to state what they want, and the BA documents the requirement while the solution is built by the dev team. I know the answer to this question, but again, I'm going to allow the facilitators to respond.
So, Bola, can you read it again? I kind of got the gist, but I just want to be sure before I
Okay, so
answer.
I'm sharing my screen. I don't know if you can see the
Okay.
question.
Yeah, can you see let's go?
Oh, right. Okay. So you mentioned that BAs recommend solutions to business.
Yes.
But I think he's saying that, but I think the business is supposed to state what they want, and the BA only documents the requirements for the development team to build the solution.
Okay. So I love that question, and I think I can remember my slide, and in my slide there's a slide I talked about not being the Liberian BA or the Secretary BA, and Secretary BAs are BAs who go in for meetings with businesses, and the business says these are things we want to design. I will give an example where to explain what I mean by recommending solutions. A business team, I'll give you a real life example on the project I'm on. I'm working on a project called Apply and Buy, and Apply and Buy is we're going to be launching a product. You can apply for a credit card, get your PAN. Your PAN is the 16-digit number that is on your card, and you get your PAN instantly in 1 minute to shop at, I won't name the website, but when it hits when it hits Canadian market, you'll know about it. So that is what the business wants. The business wants we want to a customer to apply for a credit card and get it in 1 minute to shop at so and so website. Now, the business, that is the business need. The business is not a technical team. They just understand that they want to maybe create 100,000 new accounts for instance, TD Bank where I worked that year. They want to be able to generate revenue of 500 million, and they believe that based on all the analysis, the financial analysis that we just talked about, that this product will deliver that value. The business will not understand how that will be done on this on the back end. They don't understand the entities that are interacting. It is possible that this thing that they want cannot be done if you do feasibility analysis, or it's possible that it cannot be done in the fashion that they want. I don't want to go technical about about cards, but there are two ways to shop. You can shop with a PAN and you can shop with a token. They are two different things. They are actually cards, but they are virtual. So if, for instance, our system cannot give you a pan to shop in 1 minute, but a token, we can give a token. What you need to do as a BA is to clearly tell them the system cannot give the customer a pan. So your personal account number, the 16 digits that for them to shop. But what we have checked our systems, it can generate a token. So a token is like a very secure way of shopping. It doesn't expose your card details to spam to fraudsters. So this solution we can deliver with a token. It's still going to achieve the same business value. The customer can spend in 60 minutes. That is a solution that you have recommended. The business wanted a PAN, 16-digit account number that represents your card, but we checked our systems. It can't deliver a PAN, it can deliver a token, and it's still going to give the same business value of shopping. And once you give it to the business, and they are sure that okay, what we want the customer to do is shop in 1 minute, and a token will do, even though we wanted a PAN. Well, good. So that is recommending. That is an example of recommending a business solution, a solution to the business.
Okay, so let me add one
Can
thing.
I add to that?
Oh yeah,
Hello?
why not? Please go ahead.
Okay, so regarding the recommended solution, as Pamela has said, so just imagine yourself working as a strategic business analyst. You
Absolutely.
understand what the organization has in their portfolio. You understand the application that exists. For example, maybe I'm from HR. You are now like a business analyst. You are the strategic business analyst, and you're having a session with the HR people, and they are telling you they want to be able to collaborate with each other, and they want to get a Skype, and they are telling you that they need a Skype to be able to do that. But because you are a strategic business analyst, you already understand what is in the portfolio of the organization. You know that in our application portfolio, in the architect, this is what in the architecture, this is what we have presently. You can recommend a solution to say, oh, we already have Polycom in our system. What you want to do, you are saying that we should get Skype. We already have something based on the requirement they're giving you. You have already cross-checked to ensure that Polycom can also do exactly the same thing they want. You already have Polycom in the system, meaning if you recommend that solution, what are you trying to do? You are saving the company to spend more money. So that means you are improving the bottom line of the company. Now, what they want to do can also be used for Polycom, meaning you are now making Polycom more enterprise in nature. So instead of Polycom just focusing on a particular business area that started using it, you are making it more accessible to the organization. So that means you are saving more cost. So instead of building different applications for different strategic area of the business, you are saving more cost. So you are recommending solution, and that is based on your knowledge because you know that this is what we have. So it's not like you are pushing things to the business. Yeah, you are gathering their requirement, you are gathering what they need, but because of what you know, you are giving them better option. You are minimizing issues, you are saving them on the long run. You are looking at the total cost of ownership and trying to recommend that let's go with this. But what you are recommending is still also suitable for what they want to do.
Okay,
Okay.
great, great. So I have this. Okay, so he sent a follow-up question, right? The dev team is only going to provide you with some advice on the technicality of the solution. The BA is expected to recommend solution. That's exactly what the BA is expected to do. You can work at the strategic level, you can work at the tactical level, but yes, a BA recommends solutions to organizations to be able to address the business need, whether a problem or an opportunity. So someone says, so BAs are involved with change. What then is the role of a change manager? Florence, does that look like what you want to take? What's the difference between a BA and a change manager in a change initiative or a change project?
Okay. As I said earlier, as a change practitioner, what you are trying to do is managing the people side of change.
Right.
So, for example, we are trying to develop a new, let's say we want to do something new, we are trying to develop a software or something. The change manager is bothered about people. I remember when I was with LNG, and they were giving me a gist about when they decided to start using email. It was a long time ago. And because they have a lot of old staff, some of the people that have been there for years, and when the email was put in place, some people were saying, no, they are not going to use this application. They are not going to do this. They are not going to do that. So now the change manager's job is to prepare people for that change, to ensure that they are ready for that change. The work of the business analyst is more of like gather the requirements, engage the people, try to understand what they need, make sure that they are getting what they need, giving the solution. But the change manager is looking at how are people going to react to this change? What can I do to help them to ensure that they are not feeling this change? The transition is easy. That means you are planning of how to move them from this present state to that future state. So what the change manager is just doing is about the people side. It's interested in making sure that the people are okay, putting things in place to ensure that people don't feel the change. For example, I'm changing the platform, I'm working on changing the solution, I'm dealing with the vendors and all that. The change manager is bothered about the people trying to understand, giving them information, trying to tell them this is where we are, this is what we need to do, and all that. So it's very integrated with project management. Now, business analysts, at the end of the day, they all work hand in hand. But the change is more bothered about the people side. But the business analyst is bothered about what you're trying to do, the present, and taking it into the future. So they are very interrelated. A lot of people do like they act as the business analyst slash the change agents. A lot of people, so it's very, very interrelated, because you cannot say you're a business analyst and you cannot be a change agent. You have to be very, very ready for it. So because a lot of business analysts are the ones that do a lot of process analysis, gap analysis, and all that. So they know the present, they know the future. So the change manager is just bothered about people, trying to ensure that people are ready to move to the next level. So, for example, when they do a lot of changes in organization, some people are going to be sacked, some people are going. So the change manager are the ones that are bothered. How is it going to affect our reputation? What are the things we need to put in place? Even when the changes have happened, they keep reinforcing the change that, okay, is it working? Is it not working? What can we do to make it work? Should we do this? Should we do that? So it's more of the people side of things. That's what the change manager does.
Just to add a few words, thanks, Florence. And like she said, so working as a BA, I mean, my team is actually a business analysis team and a change management team. So we have BAs and we have change managers. That's why those teams are merged. And like Florence said, is the people side of it and also the system side of it as well. So for instance, like she said, how is it going to impact people? They might need new systems are coming up. There needs to be training. Those are the kind of things that change managers would also be interested in. How is it going to affect people? Do we need to train them? Are we going to add more staff? Again, another thing that change managers do is, okay, we're offering training and we have maybe two kinds of staff groups that are involved. Let's say it's going to affect branches, and we know that bank branches are so dispersed and they are not geographically related. The way change managers will put all those kind of things into consideration when they are doing their changes. How are we going to be able to impact? How is change going to impact these geographically diverse people? The same way we're going to communicate the change to them is not going to be the same way we're going to communicate to people in head office, because people in head office are in one big building. We can bring them into a town hall, and we can have several meetings, several town halls spread over so and so number of days in the head office to let them know about the change. Those are also some of the things that change managers do. And the requirements that business analysts have elicited and validated throughout the process of the whole requirement gathering effort help change managers to identify the impacts and the changes they need to make. So it's based on your requirement documentation that the change manager will know what to do. If you missed anything, the change manager will probably, except is a change manager who has done projects like that over the years, can tell you that I have not seen. We normally do this so in projects like this that we did, and I can't see. I look at a requirements document and I didn't see that we're going to be making any changes to this system or there are any requirements like this. And that way they're able to identify if your requirement documentation is complete or not. So BAs work hand in hand with change managers, like she said. Your requirements kind of feed into what change managers will do. They can't make any changes without taking your requirements documentation and understanding what your whole requirements effort and what the project deliverables are. They won't be able to make those changes except they look at your requirements and understand where the project is going to.
Okay, so let me cap this question. Let me cap it up by saying the business analyst will work with stakeholders both from the user and business community and the dev community to deliver the solution that will drive the change, while the change managers will work with the user community and the stakeholders in the adoption and the usage of that solution that will drive that change.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
We have a lot of questions around how do we gain hands-on experience in business analysis, in project management, if you are just starting off, most especially in Nigeria. Sorry, most especially here in Canada. I'm gonna answer that, and I'm going to allow you to also answer. So I've been doing some one-on-one coaching and mentoring with people. Some of them have attended trainings, business analysis training, right? But that training has not been able to give them hands-on experience. And I don't know if some of them are on the call. What I've been doing is, so for example, there are like 2 to 3 people that I've given this typical assignment, that you've been employed by Randstad as a business analyst, and they have a project that they want to deliver. They want to deliver like a job portal, like a recruitment portal, and they've done their benchmark analysis and they've identified Indeed as their benchmark. So you put yourself in the position of a business analyst that has been employed by Randstad and develop 3 things. One, the user personnel for that application. 2, the business requirement for that application. And then 3, identify 5 processes within that solution and use your Microsoft Visio, for example, to come up with the process flow. That way, you can start seeing yourself, you can start simulating yourself as a business analyst on a live project. And I've been having reviews with those people, and we've been having back and forth. Okay, you did this well, you didn't do this well, this is good. Because that's typically some of the things that you're going to be doing when you start working as a business analyst, right? I'll let Florence, Pamela, and if you have any other contribution to that, you might want to share.
Okay. For me, in terms of getting hands-on experience, to be candid, you need mentors. 1 and 2, you need to be ready to do the work. 3, you need to be ready to volunteer. Either like some people are ready to, because for you to get hands-on experience, you need to be able to lay your hands on most of the applications, which is not possible to get on your own. So you need people that are in that field you want to go into, that they can show you how some of these things work. Because the truth is, you are not going to tell me maybe you want to be a business analyst, maybe you have to use Jira, Conference. At least get in touch with people that can mentor you, that can show you. A lot of people that do business analysis, project management, they have the ability to take their system home. Most of them, they do like work from home and all that. So based on your comfortability level, networking with people that are around you. So anytime they are free, they are working from home, they have their system, they can show you all these things and how to go about it. Because believe me, you need all these things. A lot of people, the problem I have is a lot of people have gotten jobs that at the end of the day, they can't even perform because they can't use the system, and it's really, really bad. And sometimes I've seen people laugh at them, and a lot of people go into their shell, and some people just leave the job. It's really bad. So it's not just about getting the certification and all that. Go for proper training, be knowledgeable, and get mentors, people, and volunteer. Volunteer in places where you can have the ability to use the tools and technologies. It's really, really, really important. So that when you get into the system, only if you are going in as a maybe graduate training, where you know that you'll be trained on all the software and all that. So that's what I'm just going to add to that.
Right.
Mentor, yeah.
Okay, so I have this. Oh, sorry, you want to say something?
Okay. So, training, mentorship are very important. Curiosity. If you go online, Lauren Brandenburg is well known as a as a seasoned business analyst trainer. I have a lot of her videos that I have downloaded and paid for. Like when I was paying for these courses, my friends couldn't understand why I was shedding that amount of money. But
Right.
even me as a BA, I still need those things. I mean, I'm still doing. I still Michael Korn, who is the one of the people in Scrum Alliance that created user stories. I still pay some money, even though I'm using user stories. I use user stories on my project and their agent. I still pay because I still want to learn from the masters. You need to learn from the masters, people who are established in their business. I know a lot of our people who do training. It's fine, do it. But trust me, a 1-5 training will never, Bola can keep me honest, will never prepare you for a real world business analyst role. It will never. You will go for those trainings, they're introducing you to the concepts. It's now left for you to be curious and to want to go in there and get more. You have to pay for courses. You have to buy books. Business analysis is so big that there's some tools that I've never used. There's some techniques I've not used. I've not done DFDs yet. So you need to constantly keep learning. I don't want to discourage people, and you have to realize that business analysis, being a good BA comes with experience. So you need to be patient with yourself. One, that you just realize there's no silver bullet. One training for 10 weeks will not make you a business analyst. It will introduce you the concept. Now, it's now left for you as an individual to say, I know where my competency level in business analysis is. Connect with mentors, people who have been doing it for years. Keep on learning. Keep on watching videos. Go in there. Trust in the process. Critically think. Ask the right questions. And over time, it's like the way you learn every single thing. Over time, your competency will grow, your ability will grow, and you will become that business analyst that you've always wanted to be.
Okay, so I have here Olani. He's got his PMP. He's thinking whether to write PMI PBA or to do CBAP instead of PMI PBA. I'm going to take this, right? And if anybody wants to add. Quite interestingly, I have both certifications. Yeah. But in Toronto, in Canada, in North America, CBAP is more recognized than PMI PBA. That doesn't make it better, but it's just more recognized for 3 reasons. One, IIBA is headquartered in Toronto or in Ontario. Number 2, IIBA started offering business analysis certification since 2005, right? Thirdly, IIBA is known for only business analysis, right? So all of those things make up the acceptance that CBAP receives from the industry compared to PMI PBA that is offered by a project management institute that started about 5 years ago or 6 years ago, right? And yeah, so that's my take, right? CBAP is a lot more recognized here than PMI PBA for business analysis.
You said it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you too. You should just go to IIB and get your certification. I know
Yeah.
that. I know that PMI PBA is trying to. I mean, a project manager is a project manager. If you have been on this project, you know what project managers do, and I wonder why they want project managers to where there's PMI PBA, because a project manager is overseeing the whole project, so he's interested in scope, managing all the stakeholders. He has a wide range of things to do. He's also having these management meetings and talking to management and all that kind of thing. Why, but the BA is focused on requirements. If you need to add that as well to what project managers do, I'm wondering, would they be professional? Would they be the way we're talking about streamlining your skills in one direction? So I would advise you to go for the CBAP. It's well known for business analysis. That's what they do. They have the body of the BABOK, and they've had that number of years of experience in helping this field grow.
Right.
And you are coming to Canada. So
You're coming to Canada. They will like their own. They want their own certification. Don't go and get a North America. Don't go and get a US certification.
Right. So someone said here that Laura branded bugs training are expensive, and that's why people are What else can be done? So here's the deal, right? I've worked on 1 or 2 research projects with Laura Brandenburg. I have some bit of relationship with her. I know she does promo once in a while, but I can talk to her, right, to see if she can allow some discount, some further discount from people that I can refer to. That's one. But brother and sister, whatever investment that you make in training will pay for itself and will continue to pay for itself. No
Full
amount.
stop. End of story.
So, and must I have 5 years experience before writing CBAP? I know you have been working with IRBA. So that's a question.
Okay, the answer to that question is actually 7,500 hours of BA work. So when you want to apply, you need to show you've done 7,500 hours of BA work to apply for the CPAP examination. So that now depends on how many years experience you have and how much business analysis work you've been able to do. Also note that you must have done 4 out of the 6 knowledge areas in business analysis. So we have 6 knowledge areas, and you must have done BA work in at least 4 of those knowledge areas to be able to qualify for that examination.
Right. So someone says I have a BA certificate from BCS. So that's a diploma in business analysis and requirement engineering. I interestingly have that too. Is that valid here? Right? No, it's not. It's not.
More in the UK.
I
said more in the UK.
Yeah. BCS is not very, very strong that's British Computer Society. Not very, very strong.
In the North America.
Yeah, in North America at all. So someone's talking about Agile and Scrum. Unfortunately, this was supposed to be for 1 hour. Now we're on the 2nd hour. We will probably have another session on Agile and Scrum, and also on data analytics and business intelligence. One last thing. Rahman, someone here wants to have either of Pamela, Eno, or Florence as a mentor. Please try and connect with them on LinkedIn and see how they can help. I'm sure they're going to be willing to help as much as possible, and as much as you are willing to also help yourself. How can one get a volunteer job on business analysis? Volunteer jobs, internship. There is actually this organization called Career Edge. I don't know if you know it. You can check them online, careeredge.ca. They provide internship, but before you get that internship, you need to at least have done some things, some training, do your research, learn those skills, those technologies, those tools, and all of those things. I think we're gonna have to stop now. It's 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I want to say thank you so very much to Florence. Thank you so much, Pamela. Thank you so much, Anna. Thank you very well. Thank you so much for giving your time and your skills and all of those things. We will have more sessions. Matter of fact, I think our next session will probably be just question and answer, right? Business analysis, question and answer. If you have any question, please bring them on. I'll let you know when that will be. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We'll have to go now. Enjoy the rest of the day and Merry Christmas in advance.
Yes, last.
Right. Bye for now. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
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 Oh, bye. Yeah. We'll share the recording. So this is recorded. I'll share the recording with everyone that signed up and attended. Thanks a lot. Bye for now.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Yeah.